Hey, Big Kid, can
And
you remind me of what it was? You had like some awesome arrest report. Like you got arrested in Australia. Like
yeah, yeah. I in Australia,
what
I
were you
went to
doing? What were you
Australia
doing there?
in 1999. I just went. I saved up a little bit of money, and I figured I'd get there and I'd meet some skaters and make friends with them and just kind of see what happened because I always wanted to go to Australia. So I went there, and sure enough, I met skaters the first day I got there. I went to Bondi Beach, and that was kind of like the mecca of Australian skateboarding at the time because there was the ramp on the beach, and I made a bunch of friends, and then I bought a bus ticket where I could just travel up the coast and stop in any town, and then you could get back on the bus. And I got to this place, Airlie Beach, and I was with a friend that I'd met on the way, and we got drunk one night and on Red Bulls and whiskey, and then I guess he went home eventually, and I think I was in a weird mood that night or something. Next thing I knew, I was being woken up by a police officer in jail. He's like, "You want to get up now?" And I was like, I looked around, I realized I'm in jail. He's like, "It's 11 o'clock," and I'm like, "What did I do?" And he's like, "You got caught with a 14-year-old girl, mate." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Just kidding." And I'm like, "Oh my god, only Australia do that." Like, then he told me like what I did do was I was I ended up going into like a part of a resort that was being under construction, and I broke this. I think I got locked in part of the building or stuck in it, and I broke through this giant like safety glass window, and I was smashing at it wearing just surf trunks, no shoes, nothing like that. And the security was on the other side, like trying to like mellow me out, but they couldn't get into me. But I wouldn't mellow out, and I smashed through it, and I jumped through, and they grabbed me, and then eventually the police arrived, and they handed me over to the police. But in Australia, they don't. It's not like America where they automatically handcuff you. In Australia they just put you in the car, and so they put me in
That's
the
a big
car.
mistake.
They should have handcuffed me.
Yeah.
And so according to the police report, they put me in the police car and then went to go talk to witnesses. While they were talking to witnesses, I kicked through the police car window and went to make my escape.
Barefooted.
But they quickly caught up with me. And after some struggle, I was thrown in jail. And then
How many?
that's like basic
How many
what
cops?
the police report says. So when I was talking to the cop, he's like, he told me what I did. I was like, "Oh man, I felt terrible about it. I'll go apologize to the manager of the resort." And I apologized profusely to the police. And still, I just had surf trunks on, no shoes. So then I had to walk a few miles into town and on like super hot asphalt. And I went straight to the resort. And I apologized to the lady, and she's like, "Oh, I felt so bad. We saw the footage of you. It was terrible." And I was like, "Do you think I could get that footage at some point?" I got their contacts, but I was never able to get it. But in my mind at the time, I thought it would come in handy, and I knew there was an idea going on with Big Brother, of something, what became Jackass. But anyway, they didn't press charges, and the police didn't press charges because like there was like assaulting the police, destruction of property, this and that, and the police, I ended up winning their hearts, and they didn't press charges. So I had to go to court like a few days later, and in court, I stood up in front of, there was other criminals there, like, doing their cases. So I was explaining my situation. I had a public defender, and like I was telling my story, and like the other people like in the courtroom were like laughing, and they were like, basically, they were like, "Well, no one wants to press charges. If you pay for all your damages, you can go on your way." And, they gave me like a year probation in Australia. And, that incident ended up paying for itself in spades because I wrote an article in Big Brother about it. I wrote an article in like Maxim or FHM about it. I got to talk about it on different TV shows. I'm even talking about it now. So like, it was totally worth it.
Yeah, dude.